Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have me douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
It's showtime.
Welcome to Friday Night Lights. I'm your host, Mikey, and as always, riding me in my shotgun, my boy Tommy. What's going on, brother?
What is going on, Mr. Mikey? Happy Friday to you, a day after Thanksgiving. And man, how was your Thanksgiving? First of all,
it was good. A lot of food. As I told you before we went live, I went into a food coma, hit 3 different locations, 3 different types of food, and just ate my ass off. It was awesome.
Yeah. I went to Golden Corral. It wasn't that good this year, but it is what it is. At least I got, Thanksgiving food. That's really all I went for. And but yeah, I didn't overeat this year for some reason. Like normally I do. Normally I like, but maybe that's because the food wasn't the best. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because if it was better, trust me, man, I would have killed myself. And but it is what it is. I had to, it was a relaxing. I had work off, and it's been a relaxing couple of days so far. So. By the way, everyone that's watching, happy Thanksgiving or a day after. I hope everyone's Thanksgiving went well, man.
Me too. There was some really bad football the last 2 days. The best game was that Packer-Lions game, and really the Lions played like crap, but that's why the Packers had a chance to win it, and they ended up winning it. So
yeah, man, I was surprised. But hey, any given Sunday in the NFL, man, that's the way it works. But Lions are still a better team. You know what I mean? They just didn't show up. Packers showed up, and it happens. It happens. The thing with that Lions team, I think the trick with them is to get pressure on Goff. He is so slow, bro. He is your traditional pocket passer, and he fumbles a lot. You get your hand on him. He's kind of lazy with the football.
Yeah,
puts it out there. He doesn't really hold it. He doesn't hold it well. And that's the trick. You can get him. He fumbles a lot. So you put pressure on Goff, you see that offense really dwindle away. But I still think they're a better team. They just didn't show up.
Looks like Beth got here early.
I know.
What's going on? Yeah, so they jumped out to a 20-0 lead or 20-6 lead, and then after that, it was just basically all Lions trying to come back. But then the Cowboys stomped the Commanders, who then turned around and decided to fire their defensive coordinator. Like it's his
Jack
fault.
Del Rio.
Like it's his fault that they
him and I think the DB coach. So
yeah,
I think he's just desperate times over there for what's his name, the head coach, Riverboat Ron. Yeah, desperate times. He probably will get the axe as well eventually, I would think. But man, it's weird with him. He always winds up getting another gig somewhere right away. I don't know what that is, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with remember, new owners though. Maybe they're like F that. What was the other game? What was the other game?
The Niners Seahawks, where the Niners just
that's right. Yeah. It was kind of close in the beginning, and then the Seahawks offense just could not get going.
Well, the second quarter they just kind of took over. It was 7-3 at the end of the first. Second quarter, the Niners put up 17. So they went into halftime 24-3. And it was just like game was over.
No, it was It was just Geno Smith he's playing hurt. He just didn't look good.
Yep.
And that was it.
Yep. But and then we got the Dolphins today. I don't know how much of that game you actually watched.
I watched the whole thing, just the hell of it, because I was bored. But the Jets offense is so bad. And that Boyle quarterback, Tim Boyle, I don't know if he's any better than
He's not.
Then what's his
Zach?
name? No, not than Wilson.
Yeah, Zach
I
Wilson.
really, bro. I'll tell you what. Wilson's bad, but at least Wilson has a decent arm on him. My God, Boyle could not throw past like 15 yards. It was so bad. The Hail Mary, 50 yards. He should have easily, like that ball should be in the end zone towards the tail end of the end zone at 50 yards where, hey, it's probably going to get just hit away. But my God, it was so short. You know what I mean? Like that was terrible. But why didn't they make a change, at halftime for Simeon? I mean, anything. That was so, man, the Dolphins defense was amazing against them. He's not a good backup. Right now, I hate to say it, man. He's not. I get it. I get they don't have their quarterback. But let's be honest. If Rodgers was in there, yes, they would be a little better. But how much better? Like their offensive line is awful. None of their weapons are showing up. Garrett Wilson, I'm going to tell you, too, he's dropping a lot of passes. He's good, but he's dropping a lot of passes. And Breece Hall has not looked good. He had a couple games this year, but honestly, he has not looked good lately. It just seems like it almost seems like he doesn't want to be on the field. It seems like a lot of the players just are like, why am I out here? You know what I mean? Like it's bad, bro. It's
no energy. Well, I think that's part of the issue is that their coach is just so bad that he's losing the locker room.
You figure. Know? I wish I heard
Wilson
comments after.
Yeah, Wilson is playing hurt. He has a really bad.
Well, I know he's hurt. Yeah, I know.
And it's. I notice a lot of the ones that he's dropping. He's the ones he has to try to extend for, and I don't think he can.
So maybe it's a little bit to do with that.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's part to do with that. I think
he's a hell of a player. I'm just saying he is dropping some passes lately. He dropped a couple against us as well.
Fumbling a bunch too.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know. And then of course the Dalvin Cook signing is looking like that was a total waste of money. And
they don't even play him, really.
I know. So I'm saying it's a total waste of money. Like why aren't they both like? What I don't understand is you have a quarterback issue. Why aren't you at least trying to be more creative and run the ball more, make yourself a heavy running? I know your offensive line's not that good, but get them both out there. Do something creative. Do wildcat, whatever. Like try something different with your running backs to make it work. Because what you're doing now on the field is not working. Like Boyle's terrible. Simeon's probably going to be just as bad. Right? Obviously, Zach Wilson's confidence is totally shot. Now, you made him a third string. You might as well forget that. Just close that fucking door. Because there's no turning back now. There's no I mean, if you put him, it's bad enough you benched him. You made him third string. So there is no way in hell you probably would see Zach Wilson against us unless both guys get injured. Boy, that's a bad. I'm telling you, man, they have a lot of issues over there in New York, man. New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey, baby.
All right. So that's around the league. It's Bills season, man. We're playing the Eagles.
That's right.
Starts the gauntlet of the run that we're about to go on. We go Eagles by Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers.
Oh,
so there was some roster management news that came out earlier today. Teron is active.
Yep,
which is big, which is real
huge.
Big.
Yep.
And then Rapp and Dane Jackson were both ruled out. And we'll get to the whole injury report thing, but I wanted to hit on that Teron thing because I think that changes, allows us to play our defense. Without Teron, I think we're in trouble.
No, 100%, especially against that team. You got to, man. I was a little bit nervous going into this team, going against this in this game if we didn't have Teron. But now that Teron is back, that's a huge, that's huge for us. I will say though that we are shorthanded on the corner though. Now that Dane Jackson is out, that leaves who? Cam Lewis? Reserve in case something happens to
Cam's probably going
Saran?
Nope. Cam's probably going to play safety because we're without, it'll be Hamlin and Cam as our
right. I know, no Rapp. Right.
It'll probably be Jamarcus Ingram. from the practice squad.
Ingram, what am I thinking? Right.
Yep.
And they're high on Ingram, or at least McDermott likes him. So
because Norman was called up
sense,
last time, which was his last call up. So I think now will be Ingram.
That makes more sense. Yeah, I would think it would be Cam, but you're right because Cam's being used in safety role because of Rap. That makes more sense. So yeah, it is what it is. I know Saron Neal's like our backup. He's like our reserve, our like last option reserve on corner.
Yep. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, how that plays out, really. Because how do they play? With are they going to use Cam? Or are they going to use DeMar and the Taylor Rapp role? Because on third and longs, we bring down Jordan Poyer to play linebacker.
Yeah.
It will be Douglas and Benford as our starters with Teron in the slot. So that's normal. Then we have Hines and Poyer. So our secondary is normal. So our backups. And how do they play that? When Rapp got hurt last time, they used Cam as that safety.
Correct.
And then when Teron got hurt, Cam went to nickel. And then we just left Dotson out there because we didn't have another safety.
Right.
Still
no word, by the way. Still no word on Fornette, right? Nothing.
No. Well, call-ups aren't due until
I know, right? The game day, you could do it now for a couple hours before the game, but
which is crazy.
Still interesting. But I haven't heard anything. So I at this point, who knows? Cali Blitz, and the reason why I said it because of Cali Blitz comment. We need to run the ball, and where Philly's D down. My dog, I don't know what she's doing. Stop that. We need to run the ball where Philly's D down. Yeah, I agree. Listen, we need to be balanced for the most part. But whatever works. I mean, at this point, for me, it's whatever works. Whatever works for the offense, whatever gets it clicking. I don't care. Just make it happen, make it work, put points on the board. You don't have to always go with, what everyone's saying you should do. Just be yourselves, go out there, get a good game plan. If the game plan's not working, then please do some in-game adjustments. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
And I thought Joe Brady did that well because I'm going to say, if you go back to that Jets game, I didn't think it started great. I mean, 3 field goals right away. I mean, you want to put touchdowns on the board, especially off turnovers. And credit to Joe Brady for eventually mixing it up, doing some in-game adjustments as the game went on and got us some real points on the board. Going to other players like, Ty Johnson, it's Khalil Shakir when the other options weren't there. So that's what I mean about in-game adjustments. Like, that's what you got to do to win in this league, and that's what Ken Dorsey failed to do.
You want what's crazy here? People are like, run the ball. I want to see over 30 touches from a running back. The Eagles have the number 1 ranked rush defense in the league and like number 30th pass defense in the league. Why would you run the ball against the best run front in football?
I don't want to see. I'll take it back. I don't listen. Once again, if our running game is working, cool. You know what I mean? No problem. You know what I mean? I don't care if you run it 40 times if it's working. But the fact that they're one of the better run defenders, probably not going to happen. But that doesn't mean you go away from it. You know what I mean? And I also like the fact that, I thought Joe Brady kept with the running game last week. Like, he didn't when things weren't looking so hot, he didn't just stop it. He kept going because if you keep going, eventually you will break down that defensive line. But no, I think this game will definitely pass a little bit more because of their run defense. But I want to avoid, I wouldn't go totally pass heavy either.
30 carries. That's
no.
heavy.
I told you where I like this team in general. Like I think
you like it around 25.
I like it around 20.
Carries.
I like it around 20 to 25 carries. Like, I'm comfortable with that. You know what I mean? 25 would be ideal. You know what I mean? I think that's if you mix it up with the running backs. If you get Fornette in there, if Fornette gets called up ever, then I think you could tinker with that 25 to 30, depending on how you're going to split it between the 3 backs. Because Fornette can get going. And if he gets going in a game, you're going to give him the ball more than 5 times. So I would say if Fornette comes,
Fornette's coming. I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
I think he is. I do. I think
You
you'll
gonna address
see
all
him if,
4 running backs?
no. I think he comes towards the tail end of the season if he comes and into the playoffs. I think you will need. I think if we make the playoffs, you're going to need a Fornette in the playoffs. 100%. I think they're going to get him on board with the playbook by then. He'll be up to date, up to speed, or whatever you want to call it. And trust me, something happens with Murray or Murray slows down or whatever. We don't know what these players are dealing with. You don't know if Murray's slowing down right now. He's a vet, right? Think about it. It's been a long season. He's been our number 2, and he's been getting carries lately. You want a healthy, fresh leg Fornette that can do what Murray does in the playoffs? Fuck yeah. You put it. You figure it out with Ty Johnson then. We only saw a bit of Ty Johnson. You can make him inactive on one of those games. You don't know if Ty Johnson can continue what he did last week. I know what Fornette can do. Now, mind you, we don't know what he can do now because he hasn't been playing, but I much rather I'll take my gamble on a healthier, a Fornette that's been fresh leg, knows the playbook going into the playoffs if we make the playoffs or down the stretch. You know what I mean? When Murray maybe needs a little rest or is getting a little tired. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. So I would prefer.
Yeah, I don't expect to see Fornette until after the bye.
Yeah,
I think you'll see him.
Sense.
I think KC. I don't think he'll be up this week. I think he's going to give him
sense.
another week with the playbook, and then in KC you'll probably see him, and they'll figure out how to do it.
I'm good with that. Like I said, and listen, worst case, he's not good or he's a shell of himself. Okay, you got Ty Johnson there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not a big deal.
And I don't want to overly pump up Ty Johnson. We never saw Ty Johnson do anything until last week. You know, would be a good
game for us to see Fornette really get going, to see if he has anything. Honestly, the Patriot game, a game where you're gonna we should win, right? You can get Fornette some carries in that game, right? Like that would be an interesting game, for Fornette to get going.
That's 4 games from now.
It's okay, yeah, but you got your bye, Chiefs. I don't think he's gonna play until. I don't even think he's gonna see him in the Chiefs game. I think it's gonna be later, bro. At this point, I could be wrong. It just seems like I don't know. We'll see. I'm just trying to look at the schedule, man.
We go.
Week
Eagles
14
by Chiefs,
right? We know that. Yeah.
Then after Chiefs, it goes Cowboys at home.
Cowboys at home. Now you could see him. Cowboys at home might be an interesting one to see Fornette because that's a physical team. You want a physical running back against that defense.
It'll be Ingram this week. Norman already had his call-ups. I don't know if we'll see Norman again this year. Unless we put him on the 53. I think it's going to be Ingram.
Yeah, I go with the younger guy.
Well, I don't think you can bring up Norman unless you put him on the 53.
No, that's what I mean. I rather go with the young guy anyways. And then you're stuck with Norman on the. I mean, he hasn't done that great in special teams. I mean, honestly, he's done good, but special teams has been his main thing he's done since he's been here. So we're good with it. We're good there. Yeah,
it'll be Ingram, and Ingram will only play if somebody gets hurt. Which, knock on wood, no one gets hurt. We've been anybody every week. It's somebody getting dinged up on the defense.
On the defensive side, man. Holy
every
shit.
freaking week, it's been so bad. Let's quickly just run through the injury reports. I have it up. So this is the outs for the Eagles. 2 of their tight ends, Goddard and whoever this guy is, never heard of him before. Justin Evans and Milton Williams are all out this week. Questionable is Quez Watkins, one of their receivers. And then no injury designation this week. Swift, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, and Julio Jones all are kind of dinged up and missed some kind of limited practice.
Julio Jones,
for the Bills,
my God, didn't even know he was there. That's funny.
Yeah, they signed him like 4 weeks ago.
That's wild.
For the Bills, the only 2 people out that are Dane and Rapp. Everyone else is good to go.
All right, yeah.
So it's good to see Hyde because he had that stinger. That he was full and good to go. That's big. Dorian's been dealing with a knee, so it's good to see him ready to go. All right, so we're good to go. Really, it's just we're missing 2 depth secondary guys. That happens. No.
It's listen. The big news is Tehran. Everybody else would kind of I was okay with missing if they had to miss a game, but Yeah, I mean, it's still crazy how much a defense has suffered so many injuries this season. It's like we just cannot. It's like we cannot catch a break.
And a lot of them lately have been friendly fire.
Yeah. Thank God, Russell Douglas didn't get hurt on that play because that looked bad at first. He seemed hurt, but then he got popped up and went down the field. And I knew he was all right, but man.
Yep, we'll see Hamlin this week. He'll be active. And we may see Hamlin, depending on how Tron's feeling. We may, they might bring Cam down in the slot a little bit and have Hamlin be that other safety when they bring Poyer down to the box.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they switch that up. Glad Hines active, but rather fragile the last 2 years. I mean, he got hurt last year. He's played most of this year. I mean, he got that stinger, but he's been pretty healthy this year. Last year, yeah, I'll give you that. He broke his neck.
Right. No, I think he's been fine, man.
Rapp's not playing.
No.
Rapp has been ruled out.
Yeah, he's not playing. Taylor Rapp's out.
Yep.
He'll be back by the Chiefs game though.
Yeah.
But once again, I think we could. This is a game. It is what it is. Like I'm not saying he's not an important player, but I don't think we're gonna lose this game because Taylor Rapp's out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's
not
not
like
a game
we're missing, Hyde or
a key piece. Yeah, he's not a key. He's a good piece.
He's a good
rotation.
Depth
Depth
guy.
rotation guy. But right, he's not a key part of this defense.
I don't know. He's so much better than Hamlin or Lewis. In that
maybe
role.
he's a little bit more veteran. A little bit more experience, obviously, than
tackles
Hamlin.
better. He does tackle.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah. That's that experience though as well, though. Knowing where to be to on the field.
So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out.
Yep. By the way, I don't know we didn't mention it, but did we mention that Phillips got for the Dolphins tore his Achilles in that game? I don't think we mentioned.
I don't think we did on this. I think we talked about it beforehand.
Yeah.
Did you see Clemens, the guy who got in the fight with Deion Dawkins?
I know, hit the referee.
Yeah, he lost his cool.
He didn't mean to do it though. He didn't mean to do it.
Yeah, but he was fighting another player.
No, I know. Man, that ref
spitting blood.
I'm sure they'll listen. I'm sure a lot of NFL fans that are hate the refs this year are like, oh
yeah,
about fucking time.
That ref took an elbow to the jaw.
Man, dude. But yeah, he got kicked out. I'm sure he'll get a little fine for that. It obviously wasn't intentional, but he'll still get a fine. The other Dolphin guy got kicked out as well. But yeah, anyways, I just thought I mentioned the Phillips thing. That sucks. On that turf, man, that turf is the worst in the NFL, guys.
And it's taking guys down left and right.
Left and right, man.
That's
so
huge loss for Miami's defense. Phillips is their best pass rusher.
No, dude, he's a beast when healthy. Problem is though, he's also been injured throughout his career, and it just adds on. It's starting to pile up with him.
Yeah, he had to medically retire in college,
right?
Because
he's like Harris for us. He just can't catch a break.
Yeah.
We knew it, by the way, when we signed. I told you guys when we got Harris, I'm like, can he even last? I love the guy. The guy's good. But there's a reason why, right? There's a reason why we gave him 1 year, because it's just like he can't stay on the field, man. It's the worst luck. And there you go. And I don't think you'll see I don't think you're going to see Harris again.
We may not see Harris again this year.
No, I think
that was a nasty neck injury.
Yeah, it's I feel bad for the guy, but that's a wrap. So we appreciate your service for. That sucks.
Appreciate your service for all of
yeah.
10 carrots that you got this year.
Right, enjoy that check, buddy. That sucks, man.
Yep. So let's talk a little bit about the.
Oh, real quick, I'm sorry to cut you.
Go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off. There was a new story about the Nyheim Hines jet ski thing. Did you hear about that or no?
No.
So I guess it turned out it was his buddy that hit him.
Oh my God! It was his friend that hit him.
Yeah. So the story was he wasn't. So yes, so he was loaning the jet skis out or whatever. It was like they were going to use his jet skis. He wasn't even. He knew not to ride it, whatever. But they came to his house, said it's out of gas or something like that. So he needed to get gas in it. And that's why he put it in the water to put gas. I don't know why he would have to get on the boat or on the jet ski. Yeah. So I guess as he's doing it, on like doing something with the gas or whatever, or going to move the jet ski to put gas in it or whatever the fuck he was doing. I guess his friend was on a jet ski and a boat cut him off and he just swerved and then he hit him. And then I guess Nyheim Hines, he hit him, he flew off and he didn't report it right away. He didn't report it to Buffalo. And he thought that it was just because he thought it was just a bruise. And then he said he went to go to run because it was right before camp, like to work out. And he noticed like his leg was really hurting. He went and saw a doctor, and that's when he. So
listen, I had jet skis. You don't have to put them in the water to put gas in them.
Yeah, it sounds like phony baloney. Right? So
like I had jet skis.
I'm just telling you what he said. I think it's phony baloney. I think the fact that he didn't tell the Bills that he got into a jet ski accident and he held it like he didn't say anything right there kind of tells you that tells you he knew if he told them they would be like, yo, what are you doing on a jet ski anyways? You know what I mean? So like he was trying to hide the fact that basically he was on a jet ski. You know what I mean? And hoping that it was just a bruise on his leg. Yeah. And then you know what I mean? And then he realized, now I'm fucked. So that was that. So yeah, so his friend hit him ultimately, and so there you are. I wonder, do you think he returns, by the way?
No, I don't. We saved $5 million by cutting him in the offseason.
Yeah.
You know, I can't see any way we bring him back.
I'll tell you what, now that we're here and we going to week 12, I will say this. I like Deontay Harty, but he hasn't done shit in the return game, and it kind of does suck now that we're here going, damn, Nyheim Hines, what the fuck? Because we could have used this.
Good.
That's what I'm saying. Like now, because at first I was like, whatever, right? Because I thought we got a guy, Harty, who has been an all-pro returner, and I'm like, all right, well, okay, what's the difference? You know what I mean? Like, okay, whatever. But Harty hasn't done shit. So it's like,
also that has to go to how bad our special teams has been. Like the blocking has been shit too.
That is true too. You're right. He hasn't had much space,
much to work with at all. Very rarely does he have much to work with.
Right.
Justin asks, "How was our Thanksgivings?" Thanksgivings were awesome. A lot of football, a lot of food, bunch of different kinds of food for me. It was pretty cool. Really enjoyed it. Roy says, weird watching on TV and commenting from the phone, 2 different ads at the same time. Oh, that's funny. So do the Bills go after Derrick Henry or Barkley next year? No, I don't think so. We don't run enough to spend that kind of money on a running back.
Nope. To me, and we talked about it, to me, you get a running back in the draft. Going back through the draft, you don't listen. Cook right now, I mean, I think he's like 5th in the league. I mean, he's not terrible as far as yardage, right? 4th. Okay. But I still think we need that powerhouse type of back. But I think the way we're going to do with Cook is we need a complimentary running back. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Murray will be back, right? I just don't think so. I like him, but I just don't think he'll be back. Fournette clearly is just a loner for the year. I think what they need to do is go through the draft. You can get one in the 3rd round again. But get a bigger.
Don't even get it. Don't even get 3rd. You can go in like 5th.
No, whatever. It don't matter. Whatever. I'm just giving an example. 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever. Get yourself a bigger back. Get yourself like an updated, younger Latavius Murray. You get what I'm saying? Get a bigger back who can complement him. That's young, fresh leg, and then you can have that 2-headed monster. You get what I'm saying? That's what I would do. Don't go through free agency. You're going to get way cheaper through the draft, and you solved your problem. You know what I mean? But get a veteran running back in free agency.
You know who I could see coming in next year, honestly? Especially if we keep Joe Brady. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He was with him at LSU.
Yeah.
I don't think that sets up for what we need him for because he's not that bigger back.
Yeah.
But I could see us also bringing back Ty Johnson. He's a good special teams guy.
Yeah.
A little
cheaper.
Bigger.
Yeah, it would be cheaper. I still think like I said, I haven't looked at the running back class though. I will.
There's some good ones. There's some bigger ones.
Once it gets going though, when we do our mock drafts, I'll see who's where and what where they're projected. and then we'll obviously go from there. But I'm sure there's going to be a bigger back, like I said, that we could draft somewhere later in date, late like day 3 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we have plenty of day 3 picks. So
shit ton.
Roy comes in and says, cut Hines and try to re-sign him on a cheaper deal. Here's the issue. Hines and the front office are kind of at odds over this whole injury thing. I don't think he comes back to Buffalo. I don't think he would want to come back to Buffalo. I don't know if we would want him. I don't know if he would want to come back. There's some bad blood brewing between the front office and Hines over his injury.
Right.
So I have a feeling we will cut him. Get back. Save our $5 million. And then he'll move on to somewhere else. Because
I think the biggest question is when we go on. Of course we're jumping ahead, but is what they do with Trey White one. And what they do with Mitch Morse. If Mitch Morse decides to retire or they just let him go, those are both money, things they could do to save a little bit of money, especially the Trey White. I'm very curious because if they do wind up working a deal out with Douglas where they could spread his contract out, I could possibly see Trey either being cut or renegotiate his contract. It's just, man, the thing is with Mikey, man, I gotta say with Trey coming back, it's like, will he even be like now? What are we getting? What Trey are we getting now next year? You know what I mean? Like, it's. Listen, what are you willing to pay for that?
We paid
question mark. You know what I'm saying?
Outrageous amounts of money for D linemen who sucked. Who never did anything for us.
Yeah, I get it.
And Trey White was McDermott's first draft pick. I just don't see them parting ways with him. I just don't.
No, I don't either. But man, it would be maybe the smart thing to do. I hate to do.
I mean, it's a ton of money you save.
It is, and it's a shitty thing to do after somebody's been hurt. You know what I mean? It's almost like, hey, bud, you had 2 back-to-back injuries. We love you, but you know what I mean? Like, because of this, we got to let you go now. You know what I mean? It's like. But bro, it's a business. You got to do what's right. I don't know, man. It's tough. That's a tough one, Mikey. It really is because you don't know what you have no idea. And look and honestly, even when he came back last year, granted, obviously he was working his way back, like kind of like Vaughn is now. He wasn't the same, like you know what I mean. And this year, I felt like he was good, but I also felt like. He lost a little step. You know what I mean? I still thought, like, speed-wise, you could kind of tell he wasn't keeping up like he used to, but still was a vet, still was good, still was making plays on the ball. But now what is it? You know what I mean? Now we're getting an Achilles on top of that. It's just like, I don't know. And he's also a year older, right? You know what I mean? Like, so that's going to be a tough decision, and I think, when that time comes, because you got to, like I said, they got to also extend or think about what they're going to do with Douglas.
Yeah, Raheem Sanders, I could very much see that being a guy. Raheem Sanders I think he's out of Arkansas. The dude's a stud. He's big, powerful guy. You have to cut Trey. Justin says, Dan, you can't cut Hines today because of the injury settlement. You can in the offseason, and then you save the money. If we cut him today even with the injury settlement, we don't save what we would save if we had just held on to him for the rest of this year and cut him in the offseason.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think you'd have to cut Trey post June 1 to save anything. Yes, you're right, Roy. It would be post June 1, and then I think you save close to 10, but the dead cap is around 8 or something like that. It's crazy.
That's a pretty good. That's a good chunk, man. That's a good listen. I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is the reason why I bring this up. It's a good chunk to go to guys that we want back here, or here long term, like a Douglas, like you reworking his contract, or Daquan Jones, or let's say even if Floyd somehow, some way was willing to work something out with us, I would like him back. You know what I mean? Like, so what's more important? You know what I mean? Like, and not only that, we don't know how they feel about Benford right now. Maybe they feel like Benford is getting better and better and better. And where Rasul Douglas is your one, if they feel like Douglas is going to be your one, do they think Trey can outperform Benford? going to, you know what I'm saying? Like going to next season, depending on how Benford finishes this season, because I feel like Benford's getting better week to week.
Okay.
So that's your other question. You know what I'm saying? Then what do you do?
Yeah, and I'm with Daniel Gars. That wasn't Bean's pick, but it was McDermott's pick. We both know that McDermott and Bean seem to be in lockstep. So unless
That is
McDermott's
correct.
gone, I don't see them. But Trey, it's 10.4 savings, 6.2 dead cap after June 1. If they try to trade him, if they trade him pre 6-1, it's 6.2.
I don't think anyone's taking him
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah, but it's 6.2 savings.
Yeah.
Dead cap's 10.3. If we trade him post 6-1, it's 6.2 dead, 10.4. But I doubt anyone's trading for a guy who just came back off back-to-back major injuries.
It's not happening.
Yeah,
not happening.
I can't see it happening.
Now somebody will sign him if we cut him.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, somebody will take that risk.
Yeah. Dan says, within not even just an Achilles, but coming off a year after torn ACL, there's no value there whatsoever.
Yep.
We need to start looking at backup quarterback just in case shit pops off.
I said that too. I said that in the draft. You can get one late in the draft. Get a younger guy, athletic. Like I would like a guy kind of like Allen would play more. An athletic type quarterback. Just let him sit behind Allen as your backup. You know what I mean? I have no problem with that. But I agree with that. Like you can't keep getting these 1 year, fucking bums. No offense, Kyle Allen, but you're not good.
Roy, what you can cut them early and designate them 6-1, so they can go out and get their money. Says that it's not available during free agency. And I don't know all the language around it, but I know you can do it where you designate them a 6-1 post 6-1 cut. And then from a cap standpoint, from a bookkeeping standpoint, they can go out and get their money.
Mm-hmm.
Could Teron Johnson be traded? Why would we want to trade one of our best nickel corners? Could we trade Johnson? Yeah, we could, but I don't know why we would.
Yeah, they're not getting rid of
80% Trey is better than Dane and Benford next season. It should be Rasul and Trey unless we draft someone going in next year. I don't know if 80% of Trey is better than Benford.
I know.
Really good.
I don't agree with now Dane. Yeah, but listen, Dane won't be back. I'd be shocked if Dane's back. Dane was on a 1-year contract, and so he's done after this year, unless they for some reason pick him back up, which you never know. They've done that with Levi, but I don't think so on the Benford, man. I think if you watch Benford, his growth, man. Since
better and better.
Yeah, since his rookie season. I mean, think about it. Let's really, really dial it up. He outperformed our first round draft pick. Let's be real. He outperformed Kyrie Elam.
Mm-hmm.
He started over our first round pick. He's been on the field for last season for most of the time. Been on the field since day one of this season, unless there was an injury. And he's gotten better each week. To me, it seems. He's physical. He's healthy. He's younger, right? There's a lot of benefits that go towards why right now I think they would see as Benford being more like a better player right now than Trey White, even coming back healthy. I don't know, man. I could be wrong, and maybe they see it wrong, but I think Benford right now is honestly at this stage right now is probably even matched or better than Trey. And who's to say at the end of the season how they feel? Benford, like I said, could keep getting better and better and better as the season goes on. And but I think like I said, man, I think Benford he plays a lot like Trey in the fact that he's not a ball hawk, but he's a guy that can get back in on covered. Yeah, get back in on a play and make a play on the ball. It's exactly Trey done that all his whole career. Never been that. Now Rasul Douglas, different kind of player. He's a ball hawk.
Trey, I do agree with you. I think Trey did play better than Dane and Benford but he got hurt. He tore his Achilles.
Right. We're talking about now. We're talking about now moving forward when he's back to being healthy. He's not. Listen, guys, he's not going to be the same. And I'm not saying if we got him back, let's say they brought him back, they worked something with this contract. I'm going to be mad. I don't think we're not saying like that's a terrible decision. Like if Trey came back, I'm cool with it. Like I no problem. I'm just saying the benefits of cutting him, if he's not willing to work out like some kind of contract restructure to lower his contract, it would make sense because you can't have everyone back. So, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so Rasul Douglas on a contract extension, guys, or Trey White back at the same money he's making now? I think I would take Douglas on the extension. I'm just being honest with you.
Trey's making $16 million next year, so his cap hit is.
Right, it's a lot of fucking money. Guys, I just like
Tron's cap hit's $12 million. He's in his last year of his deal. I can see Tron being a guy who gets extended as well to spread out that cap hit.
Right.
Because he's 28, you know what I mean? So he's right in the middle of his prime. I can see Tron Johnson before I think we extend him before we trade him or cut him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's my point, guys. So I was just bringing it up because we have a lot of.
We have Elam too, and who knows what's going to happen with him?
Yeah, what's going to happen is he's going to probably stay on the team. Sit on the bench. I'm sitting here going, "Why is this guy not being traded?"
But we were just talking about we have Benford and we have Douglas and we have Trey, and our fourth corner would be Elam. So there is no room for anybody else.
You're right. You're right.
If Elam's going to be on the team. Someone has to be the odd man out.
I think I said this last year, or this beginning of, they have to move on for me.
But they're not going to.
It's such a mistake.
They're not going to. For whatever reason, they just refuse to move on from him.
Yeah, it's a stubbornness.
Yep. How about Benford and Douglas at CB and White at say? You see, and I think it'd be the other way around, Trek. I don't think Trey White can play safety.
White, I don't think he's physical enough to play safety.
I think Benford could play safety because he comes up and tackles.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, Trey's run game defense is shoddy. It's so bad.
He's also not physical.
Yeah, he's not one of those guys.
Not his game.
Move there. No, it's not.
No.
Dane Jackson's the last year of his deal. Do they bring him back? I don't think so. As we just talked about, if they're bringing Douglas back, they're bringing White back, they're bringing Benford back, they're bringing Elam back, where is the room for Dane? There's not room for him.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like, hey, man, Dane is going to be he's our Levi Wallace 2.0, but a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like, but a tad better. He's not. I think that's it for Dane. But I'll tell you what, it wasn't a bad signing this year, keeping him, because now look. We needed his services. So I was cool with him coming back. Just like Levi, when he was here, we were shorthanded. It's fine. Mm-hmm. We didn't have another corner to take his place or whatever. So yes, but I think this will be Nane's last year. And I think they wind up either moving on from Kyer, which you think they won't, but hopefully they do. And you draft another one. I think you draft another corner somewhere in the draft there.
Not for bringing back all four of those guys. There's no room for them.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It's interesting what they do with Trey. I'm really interested to see what they do with Trey.
Trek says, I wonder how much of Elam being hurt was him. I think part of it was his ankle injury. I think part of it is him just not gelling with this scheme.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit of both, but I think it's more the fact that he just hasn't caught on.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't caught on to what McDermott wants him to be. And McDermott right now is your fucking defensive coordinator. This is his call.
So you think we should bring back Dane and let Rasul Douglas go? NPR?
I
don't think we can automatically just assume Trey won't be
back.
I'm
not saying that.
Draft a corner rely. No, I'm asking him. Would he bring back Dane and let Rasul Douglas go? Because that would be just crazy. Rasul is so
automatically assume Trey won't be back, but if not, I think we should draft a corner then relying on Dane and Benford. Yeah, I agree with drafting a corner as well. I mean, listen, it can't hurt anyways, regardless, because a lot of these guys get cut anyway. I mean,
but I wouldn't bring Dane back. I would have Rasul.
Absolutely not. Listen, I think the Dane's going to wind up getting paid somewhere anyways. I think Dane will earn himself a little contract. I didn't think he had a bad year this year so far. I think he's shown I think he's shown some worth. Listen, Levi Wallace got a contract from Pittsburgh. I'm just throwing that out there, okay? And it was a decent contract. So you're telling me Dane Jackson won't get a decent offer out there? Because he didn't play bad. He hasn't played bad this year.
He'll get 4. He'll probably get a contract for like 2 for $8 or 3 for 12
so like
something like that.
Right. So no, I agree though. I think you should. I definitely should draft a corner, but I don't think early. I think you should draft somewhere in the mid rounds, 3rd round, something like that.
Yep. Calican then says, how much time is Vaughn on the shit list because he hasn't done nothing? You have to remember, Vaughn just hit a year. I don't even think it's
year officially.
Year yet.
A year officially yesterday.
No, I don't think it was.
Right?
Thanksgiving was later last year than it was this year.
Okay, well, whatever. 1 year. It's been 1 year. Let's just say 1 year. It's been 1 year to date.
Closing in on a year. I don't put Vaughn that much. I think they brought him back too soon to let him work through it, because we don't need Vaughn now. We need Vaughn playoff Vaughn if we make the playoffs.
I'm almost thinking at this point. I mean, God, he hasn't done it. Just let him. I would almost make him.
He notched his first. He notched his first pressure last week.
Yeah, I know. I saw. It's just. I'll tell you what. The break will help a little bit too. Because I don't think it's so much. I think it's more rust than anything, and then him just trying to get back to being comfortable. Bending his knee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's hurting or anything like that. I just think I think, like I said, it's more about the fact that, how much does he think he can do? Push on his knee right away. Can he bend it like he wants? Can he hit the speed around the edge like he's used to? So I don't know if he's giving. I'm not saying he's not giving his all, but I wonder if he's holding back a little bit because he doesn't want to push it right away. You get what I'm saying? So that could also be a factor. But we do have the bye week coming up. I think you'll see a much better Vaughn probably down the stretch, the last 3 games, somewhere around there.
Me too. Yeah, me too. I think Vaughn's better last week than he was when the first few weeks he was out there. Every week he seems to get a little bit better. Here's the thing, and here's the way I look at Vaughn. And to answer your question, Callie, how much time? He has guaranteed money through next year. After next year, we can cut him. But he's on the team next year regardless.
It's pretty much a 3-year deal.
It was a 3-year deal with the guarantees. So ultimately it comes down to, Leonard Floyd's given us what Vaughn was last year. So when you look at it it's not like we're losing out, that bad. Epinesa's doing better than he did last year. Groot's battling through an injury, but
I would say the only difference between Floyd and Vaughn is I think Vaughn's better at run defense than Floyd.
He was.
That's the only thing I would say we're missing between the two. But if you want to be real, I think Floyd's better at getting to the quarterback right now in the stage of his career.
Mm-hmm.
I just do. I don't think Vaughn would have gotten, 13, 14 sacks, which is what Floyd's being on pace for. So, I mean, he probably wouldn't have been above 10 last year, I think. You're right, around 12 maybe, depending how the year went. But I think Floyd's given that pressure on the quarterback. So in that department we're fine, but the run defense we're definitely missing. 100%. We're missing that because Floyd's just not. I'm not saying he's bad.
And you're seeing it. You're seeing it coupled with Shaq and Groot being the run defenders,
right?
And then Epinesa and Floyd being the pass rushers.
Exactly.
I'd love to get if we have an 85% of Vaughn for the playoffs is better than what we had last year.
Correct. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take
two. NPR asks, is Knox back next year? Yes. Guaranteed money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He has to be back next year. After next year, at that point, that's when we can start to look to move off of him. But he'll be back. And if you listen to what everyone says, McDermott, Josh, Brady, all of them talk about, Knox is a foundational piece for this offense. How they're going to incorporate him back in will be interesting to see, though.
Mm-hmm.
Niners for life, 49-0. I'll take that. I'll take 49-0 win tomorrow or Sunday.
Yeah, I see. He was 40. He was in our chat
last week.
I see why though. You want us to now. You're go Bills, baby.
I'm with you, NPR. I do think we need to get faster corners. I do want to get us some faster corners. But usually if you get good coverage and fast, those guys go at the top half of the draft. I don't think we're spending another first round pick on a corner.
No.
I just don't see that happening.
No. Well, like I said, when that time comes, we'll talk about, because who knows what we'll need at that point, who we signed, what free agents we signed already up to. I always try to wait a little bit so free agency kind of dwindles down to see who we picked up, because it messes me up, Mikey, when I start to talk early draft talk. Yeah. You never know what we're going to wind up picking up, and then that changes everything.
Well, what's happening
for me, at least?
Yeah. What's happening today? Like, listen, if Elam comes back, just use Elam for example. If Elam comes back and he gets on the field and he starts playing, better because it was his ankle that was bothering him, like that completely takes corner off of your list for next year.
That's true.
I mean, there's so much we're going to see down the stretch.
Yeah.
The draft at least one corner.
I think they do. I think they did. Yeah, they will. Yeah.
Is Davis on this team next year? I don't think so.
Gabe? No.
I can't see it.
Like, if you were to tell me, if he was having I guess a good year. If he's having a good year, I could maybe see it. I could maybe go, you know what? Yeah, they like him. He's a good dude, a good locker room guy, gets along with Josh. Mm-hmm. Maybe he works out a team-friendly deal. Yeah, it's possible. Fuck no. No way. Not like he is a no-show week in, week out lately. Seems to be doing worse. I don't know what's going on with Gabe, but on a contract year, this could be the worst.
He hasn't even been targeted lately.
I'm just right, but that means he's not getting good separation. So I don't know what is going on with Gabe, but all I can tell you is Gabe Davis is losing money week in, week out, because GMs are looking at that and going, I don't know, bud.
Yeah. Daniel Garry's asked, is Knox back this year? Yeah, I think Knox is back after the bye week for KC.
Yeah, I do too. I can see
how they use him moving forward will be interesting. Because of how well Kincaid and this offense has looked without him. So it'll be interesting to see how they
But they have to play him. Right. Yeah. They cannot not play him. He's our $14 million tight end.
Yeah, he's a beast.
You got to put him on the field.
I don't think Epenesa's coming back either. I think he's going to get paid somewhere. Vaughn White, restructure and re-sign Floyd. We could probably go after another. I don't think we have the money to go after Josh Allen. He's going to get paid, 20 plus a year.
I would absolutely love it, but it's not happening. He's going to get paid. That dude's going to get paid.
We could restructure Vaughn and White, and we could re-sign Floyd. But here's the thing: I think with us having group of Vaughn, if we re-sign Floyd, and those three as our primaries, I could see a Shaq Lawson being our fourth, and then maybe draft a project D end and see if he can make it, because you have Kinsley Jonathan, who's also out there, so he could be D and 5. So there's a lot of ways you can go. Resigning Floyd would be huge. I'll be interested to see what Floyd goes for, because he's fourth in the league in sacks right now at 9.5.
Right. So it's really up to him ultimately, because his agent's going to go, edge rushers get paid pretty good money, right? Especially ones that give, 13, 14 sacks. So do you want to stay here in Buffalo and, help him out a little bit and work out that contract, or you want to go get paid in Chicago or wherever? You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be talking about that, and that's a tough one, because Brandon Beane's probably, he's not going to, I mean, who knows, but I don't think he's going to want to overpay
a rotation,
keep Floyd. Yeah. To keep Floyd here. So we'll see what happens. I would like it. I think also in this stage of Floyd's career, depending, I don't know what his finances are, but you would think that he would like what he's doing now with the role that he's playing. Subbing, you know what I mean? He doesn't need to be on the field every play.
Oh, he's 32, so he's older.
That's what I mean.
So he might be the 1 and 2 year $7-8 million guy. He may not get a big deal. He may want to just come back if he doesn't get what he's looking for out there. Come back,
right? That's true.
But
man, I mean, I also look at, well, of course they're different players, but Vaughn and Chandler Jones. Now, mind you, they've done it for years and years and years. But if you're going to look at the track record of Floyd,
okay, let's look at Vaughn and Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones, 2 years into this thing, is now out of the league.
No, exactly.
Got hurt right away.
Right. So, and maybe GMs are looking at it too.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, but if you look at Floyd he's been relatively healthy. He's been averaging 9.5 sacks, and now it's 4 seasons, right? Because we already scratched that. So now he's 4 seasons in a row with 9+ sacks. I don't know. That's
are they going to gamble on this and continue?
I'm just saying. Me as a GM, I'm looking at it and go, is this guy getting better as he ages, or what is going on here? Like, I don't know. Like, that's a tough call because let's say you're like, I don't know. I don't think Floyd could keep doing it. And he does it again. He goes somewhere, signs a 1-year deal again. He gets fucking 12 sacks, right? And then you're like, fuck, I could have had that guy.
Yeah. But but are you going to give him $100 million?
No, I'm not talking that kind of money. I'm not talking about Vaughn, Chandler Jones money. I'm talking about decent money. I don't know. Not $100 million. I don't think someone's going to. Now, you never know. And some NFL teams are
crazy.
Are crazy, right? Like, you get a 5-year deal somewhere, it'd be nuts. But no, I don't think someone's. But a 2-year deal up there, I could see it up there. Decent amount of money.
28, 14 year.
100%.
I can see that.
Why not? If they think he can get them 10+ sacks, bro, that's huge. That's big for a defense. So
it'll be interesting to see what happens. Justin comes in and says, "Do you think we go after Darius Leonard?" I think we'll kick the tires on Darius Leonard. Everything tells me that
a lot of teams interested. I've heard.
Yeah,
I'm hearing a lot of teams are interested.
Also, a lot of teams who have a better, because he's going to get league minimum regardless.
Offer.
Yeah. Yep. But you have guys who that have better playoff positioning than we do. Like, there's no guarantee he signs with us. We make the playoffs. No guarantee he even makes the field this year. Darius Leonard looked like a shell of himself for the Colts.
He did. That is true. I'm here in Chicago, why the hell would he go to Chicago?
Right?
That would be the last place I would go to.
That's the linebacker graveyard right now.
You are right, though. He has been a shell of himself this year. Now, there are a lot of people are saying because that injury, and he's just not. But then he's also, But he's also now he's claiming it's the scheme. It's what they, So, what do you believe? You know what I mean? I don't. Obviously, wherever he goes, they're gonna do a physical. One, we're gonna make sure before they sign him, and I don't know. I think if he's willing to come here on a minimum, I think he would be I think I would do it. I definitely would. I think that would be a gamble. I would take. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't hesitate on that one. But you don't know what's going to happen to linebacker. That's the other reason too, Mikey. Like, I'm not a fan of Dotson now. He's been playing better. But let's say hypothetically, Dotson and Bernard go down. Let's just say, because the way our defense has been, it's not like it's impossible. Now we're really
now we're going with Williams and Spector.
And whoever.
Spector.
Right. Yeah. And now we're in Spector can't stay out. Spector's constantly hurt too. Yeah. So it's like we're in deep water. So it's like, is it worth the gamble on a guy like that? If he's willing to come on a cheap, I would 100% do it, Mikey. 100%. No doubt.
NPR comes in and says we need to start drafting for Poyer and Hines replacements. I agree 100%. I think we brought in Rapp thinking he could be a replacement. I don't know if he will be. Hyde's contract ends at the end of the year. I'd like to see us re-sign him for 1 more year and have him and Poyer next year. And then they ride off into the sunset together.
That'd be nice.
And us draft for a replacement for when they leave. Because I don't think their play has been so bad that you can't bring them back.
1 more year. I would do 1 more year. If they're willing to stay. And of course we don't know what, like I said, once again, I don't know anyone's financial, their status. But if they feel like they can get 1 more year and they're done, let's just say hypothetically, they're just like, you know what, man, I'm done with football, my neck thing. I just want to, be done with. If they're willing to sign 1 more year and Bean's like, hey man, you guys you want to do this 1 more year? I would love it. I think they, I would be good with that. You know what I mean? But we'll see. You don't know. I have no idea. I just feel like, man, they've been here so long, Mikey, for them to get up and have to go somewhere else, new environment, new team, and really, how much more time do they have? You know what I mean? Like, do they feel like they have in this league? You know what I mean? They got to factor in. What do they feel like? 2 years they got left before they're ready to hang it up? Like, is it worth it? If you just come back one more year and say, fuck it, I'm done after that. You know what I mean? Like, what's one more year in Miami going to do for me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. I don't know. Daniel says he feels like this is Hyde's last season in Buffalo, and it's very well could be.
It could.
I thought the same thing last year with Poyer, and Poyer came back. So
that is true. I was shocked when we were.
Yeah, I would love to see them both back here one last ride. Because I don't think their play has dwindled so much that we can't play them. But it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I do know we need to look at some D tackles because we only have one locked up.
100%.
Next year.
Yeah, and listen, somebody mentioned earlier, I forget where it was, but about Joseph. Joseph's a loner. He's a guy. He's older.
He only signs mid-season every year.
Yeah,
he doesn't like to go through all
He's at that stage. He's at that stage of his career. Him and Sue. They're going to be like that until they officially hang it up. They're mid-season guys. Like if you're desperate, you need. It's like Jason Peters now, offensive lineman. He's like, hey, I'm 45. I'm chilling here. I think I still got it if you really need me. If not, I could just eat cheese balls and relax on the couch. You know what I mean? Like, but if you need me, I guess. But I'm not doing the whole training camp crap.
Yeah.
Just call me.
So, this week's game, it's the Eagles. They're 9-1. They're technically the so-called best team in football. They're really good offensively. They're really good defensively. This is going to tell us where the Bills are truly at. We go into Philadelphia and we get a win.
Oh,
we're looking real good.
100%
moving forward.
100%. You go to Philly, which is a tough crowd. That's a tough place to play. And we get a win. Oh, 100, dude. There's no. That means this team has won. That 100. I at least feel their confidence is through the roof at that point.
They're confidently back to what we
know now what we can do, and we could be that dangerous. And two, just the mojo, just knowing, like I said, confidence, mojo, just knowing that you could beat the best team in football right now. I mean, or at least that's what they're considering. Their record is that.
Yeah.
At their home.
Mm-hmm.
Especially what's happened to the Bills this year, right? And not the greatest start, firing the OC. That would be, I'm telling you right now, teams better watch the fuck out if Buffalo wins that game. I'm telling you right now, like, I'm not trying to be like, because 2 weeks ago I was saying this is over. You lost Denver. But if you show what you showed against the Jets and you get a win, then I could feel comfortable enough to say, I could definitely be comfortable enough to say, you know what, watch the fuck out because we're a dangerous team.
We're going to take.
You don't want to play. Yeah,
we're going to take everyone to the distance. The problem is the Bills have yet to be blown out. They just have been losing stupid ways. Just
100%. Yeah, we could literally be undefeated right now.
And we could literally have like 3 wins right now.
Right. It's such a weird teeter-tot season. Right. That I agree. Like we could be no wins basically, except for one or a couple or whatever. Yeah. But I agree with you. Like, but it's you are right. Like I was thinking about today. I'm like, I haven't had time to look at the rest of the league, but I wonder how many teams now. I know Eagles only have 1 loss, but how many teams with losses were blown out in their losses compared to us and our losses? You know what I mean? Because I feel like the Dolphins have been blown the fuck out on theirs, except for the Chiefs game. But they've been blown out against us. They've been blown out against who's the other team they were blown out? They got Philadelphia, right? Blew them out. But I don't know if Philly's lost. I don't know who they played. Who'd they play? Who'd they lose to?
The Jets.
The fucking Jets. And they look terrible. You're right. The interception by Hurts. You're right.
Yeah.
Awful.
The Jets beat them.
No.
The Jets beat them. I mean, they beat them at home.
Oh, it's embarrassing. But right. It's still, my God. But they didn't get blown out. So it was close up to the end. So, but other than that, like all the Chiefs have been beat up, right? I think they got blown out.
The Chiefs have all been really close.
The Lions, no, you're right. The Lions game came down to the end, right?
Yeah.
Kind of.
The Chiefs have 3 losses. All 3 have been close.
So they're learning how to win. They're at least winning. Like that's the one thing we didn't know how to do is win our games.
You know our differential is plus 104. We have the second highest in the AFC.
Yeah, it was the highest at one point. I
Yeah.
thought.
Well,
Initially,
Baltimore has the highest now.
Baltimore now? Okay.
Yeah.
It was the highest at one point.
We're
Baltimore's
we have
playing
the
tough
fourth
too.
highest in football, and all of football. We our losses are combined by like 3 scores.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's
listen,
crazy.
Roy. Roy says he's not convinced. Listen, here's the deal, man. Because why we're talking about us not getting like thrashed by anybody.
I'm not convinced that we beat Philly either. I just would like to see it.
I'm also not convinced that Philly is gonna just come like beat our ass and send us home packing with tail between our legs. Like we're a good team. Like no matter who we've played, we've had close games. No matter what, no matter how shitty our offense have played, our defense somehow, some way, even with the injuries, have kept us alive. I don't think Philly's this is going to be like I said, like a game where this is going to whip our ass. Like I think if they beat us, I think they beat us by like a touchdown.
If they beat us, it'll be like the Jags and Cincy where they control the game.
Yeah, but it's still
it won't be like so like they ran away with it. They'll just control the game.
They'll control the game. We'll make a late touch. It'll be like one of those games, but we'll see when we do the prediction. But if we play the right way, play defense, get after Jalen Hurts, I don't see why we can't beat Philadelphia. I don't see why we can't beat anyone.
Philadelphia's not unbeatable.
No, the Jets beat them. Now, mind you, why did the Jets beat them? The Jets beat them because they have really good defense. If our defense brings it and our offense at least shows up, right, like they did last week, why can't we beat the Philadelphia Eagles? If the sorry-ass Jets can beat them, right, because their defense showed up and their offense did somewhat okay in that game, there you go.
Kansas City had them on the ropes and just fumbled it away. They threw it away down the stretch.
And Kansas City's offense is not that strong this year. It's their Kansas City defense kept them around.
Two red zone turnovers that lost the game for them.
Absolutely.
And then a huge drop at the end when they had a chance to win it.
And Kelsey wasn't playing good. He had some drops. Yeah. He's kind of hurting this year as well with the ankle.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
But it's going to be a good game to watch. Like I said, man, that's. I think that's going to be a slugfest. I'm going to be honest with you, man.
I actually have it as a high scoring game. It's that time, Tommy. It's time for predictions, brother.
All right,
I'll start. I have it 31-27 Bills.
Nice. Okay. All right, time to put my math on to see how many touchdowns my boy Josh is getting. All right, so
it will be a tough game, Daniel. I do agree.
34-24 Buffalo.
Ooh, you have us win by 10?
Yeah,
I need to be closer than that, but all right.
Oh yeah,
34-24 and 31.
I think the offense. I think they found something, man. I really do. I think that Joe Brady is his second week preparing. I think we're gonna show something a little bit different. Like I said, it's all I want from him. I get it's the same offense, but I want him to change it up, switch it up week to week. Don't show the same offense that Dorsey was showing week to week, right? Don't be so predictable. Remember, they all say, "Oh, predictable. We're so predictable." That's because Ken Dorsey never really changed his game plan per game. He played the same. It's almost like Leslie Frazier going into the playoffs. Like, hey, here's our defense. This is what I'm running. I don't give a fuck who we're going against. We're sticking with it. Yep. And it cost us, right? It doesn't work for everyone. It worked great against teams like Baltimore, right? Leslie Frazier defense, fucking phenomenal against Lamar. But not against Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? They're two different style quarterbacks, two different style offenses. So, yeah, Ken Dorsey just same old, man, week to week.
28-23 Bills. I like that. DT.
There we
go.
That
one a lot. Roy, feel the way you feel. I just can't pick. I can just not. Like, I could see the game going that way. I just can't, pick the opposing team ever.
Hey, man, we lost the sorry-ass Patriots. We almost lost the sorry-ass Giants. We lost the sorry-ass. I mean, Broncos are getting better, but
Jets. So
exactly. So any given Sunday, it can happen. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's be real. And we had a 49er fan there earlier. They lost to Minnesota. I mean, and that's when Minnesota was not playing their best football. So Just throwing out there. Like any given Sunday, anything can happen. Depends on who. Look what Green Bay did yesterday. Come on, guys. You know the Lions are better than the Packers. And the Packers went to Detroit, with a loud crowd that brung it, and they handled business. So
then Roy, keep betting against the boys. Your predictions
are
usually wrong. Keep betting against them, brother.
I like that.
Do your 1/11th. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Either way, it's gonna be fun. I'm interested to see what we bring back. I want us to keep the reads low to high. Unlike high to low, that was one of the things that they changed with Josh, is they changed his reads. Because I kept telling you, remember, you're like, this guy's wide open over here. I'm like, but his read was here. So he went to his reads. They changed his reads last game to low to high.
We also ran a lot of pre-snap motions that we weren't doing before, like a lot. We ran a lot more pre-snap
and then
motions.
we ran stuff off of them. We stacked the reason for him. Like Dorsey would run pre-snap motion, but then you would never see it again. Like he never did it with any kind of intent.
But I think they said the percentage was a lot higher this last game.
50 was it 53%? We ran motion, pre-snap motion.
Yeah,
and we ran misdirection. All the things we called for.
But to me, it's knowing like I said, being a little bit creative, going to different options other than just forcing into digs or just calling it for digs or going deep to David. Like they got Shakir involved. They got Ty Johnson. Like that's what I mean. You got to show the defense something different. You can't keep coming out with the same attack. So I expect the same this week, man. It may not. Listen, Ty Johnson may not even be in the game this week.
Yeah.
And it could go to fucking who knows? Murray could be the guy. I don't care who the guy.
Could be Morris.
Yeah, could be fucking Reggie Gilliam. I
don't care. Just get the win.
And you know what? And it's funny that we say this, but this goes back to what made and like I said, I'm not a fan of Dable, but this is what at least made Dable unique and different, creative. If you go back and watch Dable's highlights and what he did, a lot of different guys got involved.
Yeah,
in the offense, a lot of guys. I remember Gilliam getting touchdown, like our offensive lineman getting touchdown on the goal line. Like he brought creativity. He got different players involved. Isaiah McKenzie, you'll probably never have another season like he had in Buffalo, ever when he was with Dable. So I'm just saying, like little things like that is what made Dable good with this offense, because he knew how to throw different looks out there for the defense that aren't paying attention to certain guys and using them on the defense going, fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
where did he come from?
Right, exactly.
Just like last week with Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson's game, no one was looking at him.
Look at the Patriots game. I think it was in 2021 when we played him the second time. Who was a player of that game? Like who's the receiver? Isaiah McKenzie.
Oh yeah.
Remember, he had like 100 and something yards. Remember, they could not stop him.
Yeah,
he was fucking phenomenal.
We kept running that crosser and beating him in that man defense.
And McKenzie never had a game like that in his life, right? But he went to something because they just didn't. They didn't see it coming.
And he kept going to it because they couldn't stop it. That was the best part about
it.
It's not like okay, we just ran that once. They just kept going back to it.
Right. Exactly. Which is fine. Like I said, so players like Shakir, like I think that's what Joe Brady's trying to do now.
Sherfield get involved a little bit.
Me too.
Hardy,
Hardy.
Try to get some of them involved. Roy comes in and says, "Who do you think the biggest matchup in this game will be?" I think it's going to be the I want to say Hassan Reddick versus Spencer Brown is the biggest matchup, but man, Jalen Carter scares the hell out of me against Connor McGovern.
Yeah,
McGovern
has to be on his game.
Sack artist, dude, and he can wreck a game.
Yeah, he has to. McGovern better be on his A game, boy.
It's the O line versus the D line, really.
Yeah.
If our offensive line can give Josh time,
they got to hold up. They got to win. They got to win that war, man. They got to win that battle. Plain and simple. Because if they don't, it's gonna be a long day for Josh Allen. Yes.
Yeah, Daniel. It's why Philly has like the second worst pass defense in football, but they have the best run defense in football. It's
right.
I have a feeling you're going to see us throw more, but I want to see us do very much like what we did last game and keep that low to high progression for Josh. Get the ball out into our playmakers' hands. Get Cook involved. Get Shakir involved. Get Diggs involved.
Right.
Kincaid. Those quick little passes so the pass rush can't get home. You know. And then as they slow down, then you go deeper.
Right. get the running backs involved in the passing game. I mean, you obviously that Cook is a good pass catcher. Ty Johnson clearly can catch a pass out of backfield. Latavius Murray is a good pass catcher. So if Fornette gets called up, which I don't think he will, but he's also a good pass catcher. So get your running backs involved as well, man. Take what the defense is giving you.
OSU or Michigan?
God, that's so tough. By the way.
Yeah,
I'm not missing that game.
That's a big game.
Michigan. I'm here in Michigan, guys, and boy, oh boy, they take their Michigan. I don't know, man. 2 and 3.
I don't. It really comes down to what Ohio State's quarterback does because he's so raw, and he's new, and he's like this is the biggest game he'll ever played in. So what do you get the shaky version of him? If you do, then I think it's Michigan. If he's poised, then I think it's Ohio State. I think Ohio State has a better all around team. But man, Michigan, if they can rock that quarterback, they get that quarterback shaky, they could run away with it. I don't think they can walk with it. I think they can run away with it.
Yeah, no, they got
a great 1-2 punch too with Edwards and Kroom.
Michigan. They could, bro. Michigan, man. I think like a couple weeks ago, they just ran the ball in the whole. They didn't even pass.
I know they didn't have to. That run game was so dominant,
dude. I'm telling you,
I truly believe it comes down to that OSU quarterback.
Yeah.
So, all right, Tommy, what's on tap for the rest of this week?
All right. So tomorrow at 2:00 is Fantasy Kingdom. At 6:00 is AFC East Shakedown, but I made a mistake. It's not on this channel. It's going to be on Ace Per Head. So Curtis, the link is in, or his channel link is in the my homepage here, our homepage. So if you'll be able to find it there. That's at 6:00, and then obviously post game Sunday, 7:30 will be on around that time, right after the game, pretty much. And then that's it, and we'll be right back Monday at 9:30. So that's the rest of the weekend schedule. And I might do pregame, guys. Maybe I'm thinking about it. I've been doing it the last 2 weeks, so I probably will wind up doing pregame. So if you guys are interested in pregame, I usually go on like an hour before game time. So if I do it, it'll be at 3:30. Just hit the notification bell regardless. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and that will tell you when we go live and when new videos are out. So other than that, that's it.
All right, and everybody enjoy their Saturday, and we'll see you guys for sure post game.
Yep, go Bills, guys.
Go Bills.
Hey, Bills Mafia, we love you, man. Peace out. Here, you know what? I'm gonna play one thing because I love it.
You better wrap it up.
And that's what we're doing right now. Later.
Mm-hmm.